I'm moving the cord around here, even though we're live. Okay, whatever. Hey, everyone. This is DeFi Dad. Thanks for joining us. It is Friday, January 14th, 2022. This is DeFi Talks with DeFi Dad. Today, I am going to be talking with Harsh Rajat, who is one of the co-founders of the Ethereum push notification service. So I have known Harsh for about 2 years. I've worked with him on EPNS since, I think, actually a little less than 2 years, since spring 2020. The Ethereum push notification service back then was this radical idea that as DeFi continued to grow, which we hadn't even experienced the DeFi summer yet, that one of the missing components in Web3 is the ability for a DAO or protocol or product to be able to directly message with wallets. If your wallet is your identity, the fact that you can't directly communicate with those folks, that creates like a hindrance to engagement and growth. And so that radical idea, I'm very proud to say, has become a part of the infrastructure I think we expect in these Web3 products today. So they recently launched on the Ethereum mainnet. We're going to talk about what that means, basically what you're capable of doing now in terms of subscribing to channels with just your wallet address to be able to engage with communities, DAOs, protocols, and so on. What it means in terms of notifications related to DeFi and NFT products. And then, of course, what it means for those who wish to create a channel and to be able to take advantage of this tool. So Harsh, thank you for joining me with long-winded sort of intro, but how's it going? Congrats on the launch. Thanks for joining me today.
Thanks for having me, DeFi Dad. And yeah, it was the first ever product validation thing we did for our protocol, which you were a part of. And after that, you essentially were a part of the product and helped us shape it up all through V0 to V1. It feels so great to be here. I'm very excited and very pumped to go.
Yeah, and forgive me, there is, I've got some construction in the background, so if anybody hears any sounds here, this will be gone here soon. But yeah, Harsh, why don't we just, first like show off what that looks like to receive notifications? Because I want to frame this for everyone that, you know, we launched as the Ethereum push notification service, but we are really a Web3 messaging protocol, and this is a protocol that will be multi-chain. So there's just a lot that's happened over the last few years, but I'm still very proud of, like, you zeroed in on a very strong product market fit around being able to create better DeFi products with notifications. But I'm also excited to talk about like the wallet-to-wallet messaging and all the other sorts of features you're enabling. So anyways, would you be comfortable sharing your screen and I can add it here to the stream?
Sure. Right away.
All right.
And
cool. Here we go. All right. Yeah. If you can kind of walk us through like how this works.
Awesome. So yeah, before starting with like how real-time live notifications on wallet look, I just wanted to explain what EPNS is. So the idea was, guys, like when we started, very quickly we realized that, you know, while innovation in the Web3 ecosystem, they're happening at a rapid pace. We also realized that when we compare the same innovations that are happening over here and the experience of Web3 to Web2, there's something that is missing. Like, for example, whenever we get up in the morning, we don't go to Gmail, then we don't go to WhatsApp, then we don't go to Twitter, and then we don't go to our workspace to see what people are talking about. What do? We look at our phones and we have notifications from everywhere, whether it's our important email, whether it's Venmo, PayPal payments, whether it's any social media we use, whether it's any chat which we are doing either on Telegram or on WhatsApp. In essence, services, they communicate to you as users saying that something of importance might have occurred and what you want to do. But yeah, that's just Web 2.0. Like, we couldn't believe it that a Web 3 native communication layer hasn't been built for Web 3.0. And it sounds so obvious. Like, when we are in Twitter, we DM each other on Twitter native communication layer using Twitter usernames. When we are talking on WhatsApp, again, those WhatsApp numbers are messaging or communication layer, and we are talking to them. It's only in Web3 we say that, okay, I want to reach someone. I don't have an idea who this person or who this wallet address is. Let me tweet it out and hopefully they will get the message. So
Yeah, I
yeah,
mean,
that.
we've talked about these pain points over and over again. I have been in DeFi protocols that have been hacked, and I find that out, despite the fact that it was a sizable amount of money that I care about. I found that out by looking at Twitter and then kind of reading in between the lines at some of the weird responses going on in Discord. Like, clearly there was like chaos going on there, versus being able to just receive, in the legacy world, we would get like an email, like we as a bank have been hacked or something, or your private data had been hacked. But in this case, I there's just no way to reach me because it was just my wallet address that was in there. There's no name or email. And so this is sort of like, this is giving us that like direct communication between a DAO protocol community member and your wallet address.
Yep, exactly. So yeah, this is essentially a Web3 native communication layer, using which any dApp, any smart contract, any backend can send on-chain or off-chain communication, starting with notifications to the wallet address, which are tied to the wallet address in an open multi-chain platform agnostic way. Open because, again, your identity on Web3 is open. You have the same data when you log in on your favorite crypto wallet, let's say MetaMask or Trust, and that data remains the same whether you use either MetaMask or Trust or go to Etherscan or anywhere else. And the idea to create this Web3 communication layer is derived out of that creating this open communication network or open push network, where any crypto front end can just tap into the network and can display the communication out. So yeah, that's a bit about EPNS. The best way to show
Oh, by
you
the way,
guys
Harsh,
EPNS.
can you zoom in just a little bit? If you zoom in just, yeah, that's great. Thank you. If you go a little bit further, I'm thinking of those that might not be able to see as clearly.
Awesome. All right, let me just first switch to Govan. Oh, I closed it. No, yeah, I closed it. Let me just go to meeting. And yeah, is
There we
this
go.
good?
Yes, looks great. There we go. Yeah, go right ahead. Yeah, no, I want to highlight some of the channels that already exist because I always harp on DeFi use cases with
Oh,
this.
so then that would be app.epns.io. Let me just show you all the channels that we
Perfect. Yeah.
launched with. And that's not all, like a lot of more channel, a lot of projects that we are working with. We are going to come out with their channels very, very soon. We also recently did the verification feature, which is a social feature just to make sure that, the channels which are verified by us or these verified channel can also verify other channels. They basically tell the users that there's some sort of social proof that is attached to it. So
And right
yeah.
now, Harsh, these are most of these channels getting started. Most of these channels are about announcements, right? Like the MakerDAO one is about like governance proposals. Anyways, walk us through some of the examples here, but I kind of want people to understand that like um, this having just launched, like there's a lot of possibilities here. You can go and create your own channel, but there's some like really sophisticated product features that you can eventually look forward to as all these pilot partners of yours start to launch their own channels.
Yep. So yeah, as I said, like even in the Web2 world, each app is communicating to you for different things. For Amazon, it might be the delivery. For PayPal, it might be the payments. And that's the same thing with Web 3.0. Like each project might want to reach out to you for different things. It can even be a very simple notification or communication that they are upgrading from V2 to V3. But that's also very important. Each of these channels which we have, they have different use cases, and they're just starting with this one use cases. It will of course become bigger and better. So for MakerDAO, it's the on-chain maker governance proposal. Let me pick another one. So Snapshot, it's an off-chain gasless proposal route. So whenever a project proposal is put on Snapshot, it essentially sends you the notification, or the wallet address, the notification about it. What's more, with Snapshot, we are doing something very special. We are content independent as well, and we'll just see how it looks just a bit later. Very in the very near future, whenever this snapshot notifications are coming, they will also be coming in with a yes or no. So you as a user can just tap yes or no, and just sign that voting power away. You don't even have to go on their front end. With ENS, it's of course it's domain, your ENS domains. Before the expiry, you will be getting these notifications 7 days before the expiry. The channel will start alerting you out.
I didn't realize that's live. So that is
Yes.
that's awesome. These are the sort of like product specific notifications that, again, this is why I ever got excited. Was I was like, I had DeFi Dad.eth. This was back in 2020 or 2019, whenever I first bought it, and I was like, this is crazy. Like, I marked it down in my calendar and was like, I hope to God I see that this thing doesn't expire on me. But that is amazing, man. That's like live now. And then you've got CoinDesk there as well, which is more of like a traditional media sort of notifications, right?
Yep. So during our launch, like CoinDesk was gracious enough to be involved as a pilot collab also, and to become our launch partners, our media launch partners. So Web3 News, guys, you are a Web3 wallet. That's your shared username. So just come in, opt in, and you will get all the CoinDesk news right on your wallet address, because that's how it should be, right?
And I want to point out too, you don't have to be CoinDesk to use this. I was in the middle of trying to create my own channel the other day, or just kind of playing around with this more. And I was like, well, I could create a channel that's like, I didn't want to call it DeFi Dad Alpha Leaks, because I worried people might like misinterpret it as like, this is financial advice, I should follow this right away. But something like that, more like these are updates on, like, let's say, new farms, new yield opportunities. So like, I as an individual could create my own channel, similar to like if you had a Telegram channel or a Discord channel, but instead this lives, in a Web3 native protocol. Like, instead of us having to subscribe to a Web2 centralized, hyper controlled sort of company. So.
Right. And you can make it manual as well as automated. Like MakerDAO and all the ENS and all those channels, they're mostly automated. But you can do it manually, or make these notifications go out automatically. Inbox is one of the coolest features. So the coolest feature which I spoke about was, this is an open network. So any crypto front end can adapt it, which basically means, of course, our DApp will adapt the EPNS protocol. Our Chrome extension will also adapt it. Our mobile app will also adapt it. I'll just show you the mobile app in a bit. Not only that, any crypto front end can adopt it. That's about it. So guys, I think it might be useful if we just jump in to see how notifications basically work and how they are delivered.
That'd be great. Yeah. Actually, Okay, so I'm trying to remember some of the questions that came up related to just the notifications. And I want to say someone asked, uh, since we're used to having all of our activity, transparently on the blockchain, always show it's there. You can see if someone's address, you can see everything. I think there was a question around, can you see those like individual notifications then somehow, or eventually when you have wallet to wallet messaging, like would messages be visible then, or is there any sort of privacy to that?
Got it. So that's a really excellent question. The way we have designed it, that there's of course encrypted notifications and communication that can occur. In fact, when I clicked on the notification, so the secret notification is actually what we mean when we are saying encrypted notification. But in most of the cases, when we are dealing with blockchain data like ENS domain expiry or loan liquidations on the wallet address, that data is already available on the blockchain. So in that case, people can opt in to just receive these notifications as plain unencrypted ones. But yeah, there's definitely a way to send encrypted notification and even decrypt it out.
Very cool. No, appreciate it. And so, sorry, Harsh, you can keep going here with this. How would you go about actually creating a channel if, I'm someone who's subscribing to a lot, and I want to use this with all the different, whether it's the NFT community that I'm a part of, that I want to receive updates about new art that's being created, or whether it's being notified that like my ENS domain is going to expire, or that I got liquidated on Aave. But let's
Yep.
pretend instead I want to create a channel because I want to communicate to lots of folks.
Yep. Just before that, I just wanted to show you, because when we were talking, I sent you a notification from my channel, or I sent myself a notification. So right now, I mean, the staging tab picked it up. The
Oh yeah,
inbox
nice. I see
would
that.
have also picked it up, and so would the
Lion
Chrome
King's my
extension.
favorite. That's my
Yeah,
it's my kid's favorite. There we go. That's
awesome.
I want to
But you
get I'm
want
gonna
to see
get Disney
something very cool.
notifications every day.
Yeah. So you want to see something cool, like we are essentially storage and content independent. So let me just show you one more notification and then we can jump into channel creation. So what that means is that the JSON payload transforms the notifications out. So let me just show you this. How cool is this? So yeah, I can send a notification with a normal text. I can send it with images. I can even send it with videos or encrypted transaction or call to action. Uh, as this is a content independent
Oh,
notification,
I see that.
as you,
I see it on the right hand side there. That's really cool.
yeah,
Yeah, it's nice to see it in action. I like every so often when I do get a notification, I'm like, should just be screenshotting these and sharing them because it's a part of the web 2 experience that most of us just take for granted. Like I
yep,
check my notifications. I'm embarrassed to say how little I check my email. But I don't miss the notifications. So this is, to me, this is a much more powerful way to reach people.
yep, and even have maybe a YouTube notification delivered to you. This is the only way right now you can communicate with a Web3 address. So yeah, uh, awesome.
It's by the way,
Thanks.
these are not like framed or set up questions. Like there's a lot here. Like as close as I am to you guys in the project and being involved, there's so much still that I'm like learning, but always good surprises. That's the good part about working with EPNS. And by the way, too,
Awesome.
as we highlight some of these use cases, uh, the one thing that I don't think you've shared yet, but like I'm well aware of, is this is the Ethereum push notification service today, but you are rebranding because you've already been working to enable this to be multi-chain, which is the likes of like Solana and Polygon and other EVM and non-EVM chains. So what you see here, if you prefer using another chain that's not Ethereum, like, don't fret. This is coming. We're all multi-chain users.
But we love Ethereum just a little more.
We
If not
do.
a lot more.
That's where the roots are. That's right. Yeah.
Yep. I'm just sending an account I created for DeFi Dad, so that we can
Cool.
talk about and go through the process of creating a channel as well.
Very cool.
So yeah, in general, anyone can basically create the notifications as long as they have created their channel, and as long as users on the other side have opted into that channel. When I'm saying users, I mean wallet addresses. So the process is simple. We just have to go to app.epns.io, which is a front end for the protocol. Go to create your channel. We have to create a 128 by 128 icon. I've already created that. Submit that. Put your amount staked. Keep it to 50 DAI right now. There was a really cool use case which we had to remove because we were going multi-chain. But yeah, 50 DAI as your amount staked. Go on, continue. And
so no one, just to remind everyone, you should not stake more than 50 DAI. There's no sort of advantage. There's that's the minimum.
Yeah. So the advantage was, early on when we were just Ethereum, so the advantage was the more you stay, we lent it out to Aave and starts generating interest. And the users who opted into the protocol, they were given the share or the interest share, kind of like pooled together, but for notifications. The problem occurred when we went multi-chain and when we went completely gasless, because that way you had to interact with the protocol. And while as cool as it was to basically earn from notifications that you're receiving from the channel, we had to take that away in favor of going multi-chain and in favor of going gasless. So now the interest that that is getting generated, that is instead given to the push token holders. And because of that, for you as a user, the advantage is not there yet. But yeah, the good news is we'll probably be working on some different incentives which will still give you the same advantages we had in V0 for the opt-in subscribers as well, besides of course, the primary use case of getting this communication across to you.
All makes sense. Yeah.
All right.
Keep going there. Sorry, Harsh.
Awesome. So I'm just going to create this channel. I'm just creating it on staging, so I can essentially go with anything. So yeah, once I've loaded the icon, I have to provide just basic info. Provide this as DeFi Dad channel. We are going to come on Polygon, but in this case, because this is getting made on Ethereum layer 1, this option just copy and paste the wallet address which you had over here into it and select Polygon. After that, you just have to put in the description, the URL, and just have to say setup channel. Now, two things are happening over here. The first thing that happens is that your identity, which is a JSON payload, combining all these info, is generated and uploaded to IPFS. After that, we take approval to spend your DAI. Of course, because DAI is a ERC20 token, so we need to take your approval before we can spend that amount of DAI. Once the transaction finishes, we have to do one more transaction, and this transaction is creating the channel. I'm just going to, okay, the gas limit is perfect. I'll just confirm. And as soon as the transaction is done, the push nodes, which are our validator nodes, which form the layer 1 for communication, they basically pick that transaction up, record and index everything, and within a minute or two, your channel would be set up to send notifications.
And Harsh,
Oh, yeah.
once you create a channel, or let's even talk from the standpoint of a subscriber. If I subscribe to a channel, I'm not paying any gas, right? Like that, what you just showed is the one part of this process where we need to be, consider that there's some gas cost.
Yeah. So as a subscriber or as a user, I never pay gas. So this was DeFi Dad creating the channel. Now I logged in through a different wallet, through my own wallet, and I can see his channel. And all I
Oh,
have to do
look
is
at
opt
that.
in. It's a signature request. I sign it, and that's it. Now we'll go back
Beautiful.
again. Thanks. So we'll go back again to DeFi Dad channel. Let's say DeFi Dad wanted to send everyone a notification. We will this time select broadcast, which means it will go everywhere. This time, let's try to send something about Ethereum. So Ethereum FTW, and let's also do a call to action. So let's say Ethereum.foundation. Check this out,
Harsh,
guys.
as someone who is the owner of a channel, once you create that channel and you've put in, like, let's say the title, the description, are you able to, at this point in time, are you able to change that, or will there be like editing tools in the future?
There will be editing tools, but there will be a basic fee, like a fee of some amount of push when you want to change channel info. And the first channel info which you guys have, that will always be stored. So the idea is that someone shouldn't spoof. So in the future, someone cannot just rename their channel to Aave and then say that they are from
Yeah.
Aave. That old information is always reserved for it.
And this
But yeah,
is everything we've shown here. This is all opt in. So this isn't like, I mean, obviously, scammers are always early adopters. We've learned that from our time in crypto. But at the end of the day, I have to opt into these channels, so I'm not at risk of being spammed by someone who creates like a, a random, basically the equivalent of a crappy Telegram channel, which I think I get added to like 20 different Telegram channels every day and have to report them.
yep. That's the thing. Like everything has been designed to be opted in. By the way, I just sent a notification out from DeFi that channel.
That's so
Hopefully,
cool.
the channel is set up. So yeah, I can see the notification right here, and it will come on my mobile phone very very shortly. Also, I can see it on my Chrome as well. Like, let me just pause it. But yeah, and this is a call to action. So the cool thing is I can just click on it from anywhere, and it will send me directly to that link. So yeah. And I'm sorry, the notification didn't come on the phone because, of course, the app was open. So the bell icon basically indicates that there are new notifications, and it's loaded.
Yeah, I mean, hey, the goal here is just to inspire people to think of use cases here, how they can start to like message via wallets. I mean, one of the more obvious uses that is now very possible without much more work than you showed creating a channel is if you have an NFT focused community, let's say it's like a profile pic sort of project, if it's Bored Ape Yacht Club, hey, they have a thriving Discord. I understand activity is going to continue to live there, but this is another channel now that they can use to be able to reach anyone who has a wallet that's willing to subscribe to that channel. And I
Yes.
again, I'm not I don't know what the timeline is for like Web3 messaging to take over the likes of like Web2 alternatives, but I just know like people don't have a problem until there is a problem. And so when you think about Discord, Twitter, all these services that our community is actually very dependent on right now, again, you don't worry about it until they go down, and then you say, oh shit, what am I supposed to do? Like I can't log in, or maybe you've been locked out of your account. So this is a great way to be able to message directly with wallet addresses without having to dox who you are, with like an email or your actual name.
Yes. And one cool feature which I didn't tell about was that if a user doesn't opt in, then even a channel can send notifications to the user. In that case, the notification just lands on the spam box, and it doesn't get displayed on the user home screen. But yeah, uh, we figured
Of
that
course.
this needs to be something very akin to Twitter. Like if you have given intent to chat to someone, then notifications are shown directly. If you haven't given the intent, then it lands on your spam box, so you don't miss out on important communication from services, just in case you haven't opted in. So yeah,
Harsh, what about
that's the basic idea.
another question I know that came up recently was let's pretend that there's like 3 or 4 of us on a team. We create a channel and we all want to be able to like send notifications. Is the key? Oh, cool. There we go. You can add a
Yeah.
delegate. Excellent. That's what I was. Yeah,
Yes,
I was
yes,
worried
and
about that. So
that's
great.
that's a very cool question. So that's something we missed, but yeah, as a team, you can just add delegates. Delegates can send notification on your behalf. Also, you can check out EPNS showrunner framework, which basically gives you the ability to create automatic hooks in case you want to do it from your DApp or your backend. If it's a smart contract, then of course these hooks doesn't work. In that case, you use a EPNS com smart contract middleware. Uh, for that, we have to work on documenting the things in a bit more detail. But yeah, in that case also, it's just one function call to a smart contract, and then the push node will pick it up. In the showrunners framework perspective, it's just a gasless EIP 712 signing that happens to your payload, and the push nodes essentially pick it up. Awesome. And
Very cool, Harsh.
while I have you DeFi that, I just want to do alpha drop. I don't know why I love doing alpha drops. So this dApp, guys, which we have, the interface, there's a new interface that's in the work. It's here. Let me just show it to you before someone from the marketing team messages me saying no. But yeah, this is something which we are working on. The new interface for the dApp is going to come out very, very soon. And we heard you guys, all of you guys on Discord who wanted a dark mode. It's coming. And I'll just move away from here now.
No. That's super helpful to know. Yeah, the new UI for the dApp is really sharp. Shoot, there's one other question there. So we covered how multiple people can control a channel. Another thing I thought about the other day as I was playing with it is right now all of these channels are public. I would assume like we'll see secret or like private channels get created sooner, because I'm like thinking about like, let's pretend I've got a bunch of friends and we like talk about investing ideas, and I don't want that to be like public. Like, will you support like secret private channels?
Yes, so actually, that was there in our V1 of the white paper itself. Uh, we call them closed channel, which means that they are double opt-in. The channel also needs to admit you, and you as a user also needs
Cool.
to signal the intent. So the idea was if you have a paid podcast, or if you have a very close group which should have access to confidential communication. I mean, again, that the Web3 communication layer should be able to support that. So yeah.
I can also imagine it's fun. These are like anyone would think they're like, wow, they're like, does DeFi Dad never ask them any questions? But like, yeah, all these questions came up just from having like gone live. So another thing I'm really excited for that I know will eventually come is being able to instead of the double opt-in, like being able to, of course, authenticate that I have an NFT, as like an access point. So that's something else that we're not there yet, but you can imagine if you have like a Bored Ape or whatever the penguin thing is, and you can show it, and then get into that channel. That is clearly the future.
Yep. That's actually a very cool feature. Um, I have to write it down. It's actually one of the coolest feature. Like if you have this NFT, then you automatically subscribe to that group. So yeah.
Hey, that's it. I'm an advisor. What do I do? I'm supposed to advise.
Yep.
Harsh,
Advice
is
on
there
me.
anything else that we haven't covered? I think I think we've done justice to like all that's here, and again, like there's lots of updates coming, but I think the goal is if you are a builder with let's say like a DeFi protocol, you can really start to enable some smart notifications here. I would say the ENS one is undoubtedly my favorite of all of these, because it's
ENS
just
is
something that
really,
we
really
urgently need.
famous.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we desperately needed that. Like that's you stand to really lose something valuable if you don't renew your ENS domain. So that was one of the original use cases I remember talking about.
ENS is really, really famous, and then at gas price tracker, that's really, really up the roof right now. It just launched for a couple of days, but yeah, the number of
That's
opt-ins
a nice
over
channel where
there,
you can go be
that's
depressed and
yeah.
yeah. They're like, the ETH gas price is now 500. It's funny. I thought things were getting a little more under control. We were staying under 200 Gwei, and now we've been pumping even higher. And
I know it kind of looked like that we wanted to deploy our contracts on mainnet, and we were like, oh, 70, yay. And then bam.
oh my gosh, I
So,
know. No, it's just brutal. But so what is next then? What, like, I guess, do you have any sort of a timeline you can share for expectations for EPNS to start supporting Ethereum L2s? I know you've been working on support for Polygon, but I'm also thinking of like Arbitrum, Optimism, when ZK Sync and all that goes live, hopefully this month or maybe next month. I think ZK EVM is going to go live really soon. And then, of course, the other chains, the other, like the likes of Solana, or even like maybe a Terra in the future.
yep. So the plan is to come on Polygon next. The plan
Nice.
is actually to support every chain uh, in the future, but start with chains that supported us from the very start. So
Right.
Polygon supported us from our seed level. So we of course have to pay it back, right? They had utmost trust in us, and they supported us through that.
Well,
So the
and
plan is
Polygon has
to
a thriving community. Like there's so much, I
yes,
mean, to be really blunt about it, like while you have grown a global community with the Ethereum push notification service, like it is incredible to me, the community that you've grown that is localized in India. And I would just remind everyone, like, if you like, you really ought to get to know, founders across the world, of course, but the DeFi Web3 community in India is just insane right now. There's so many engineers and builders, founders, and every other contributor that are getting on board. So just a really exciting place whenever we can all start to travel more and go to a lot like live
yep,
events, meet people in real life. So, but yeah,
yep,
Polygon,
yep.
and there's been so much overlap with that community. So I know there's a lot of demand for EPNS on Polygon, which will probably be
But
when you
that's
rebrand.
oh yeah, and at the Alpha drop. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, guys, we are thinking about a rebrand. I mean, we love the fact that we are called Ethereum Push Notification Service. So it's something of a pushback from our side that we don't want to rebrand. But at the same time, we kind of know that with going multi-chain and this being a communication protocol, it needs to be reflected better in the brand. So when we are coming on Polygon, and of course we are not stopping just on Polygon, we are going to come on all layer twos of Ethereum. So yeah, with that, a rebrand is also there in the near future. If you have listened to my Twitter space, by the way, I said that there's few big surprises coming in. The thing is, this is not that surprise I'm talking about. So there's a big news that's also coming up in 2 3 weeks. But yeah, that's not it.
Yeah. And wallet to wallet messaging too, which is that's something we're all excited to be able to
Yes.
do. I mean, there's just been so many urgent use cases here. I know, like I'm a part of the Nexus Mutual community, and I'm very excited for us to implement the ability to notify you if you bought cover or insurance, and if there is a claim, it is actually possible, as crazy as this sounds, that someone could miss that. And we had it happen recently. Someone went almost 30 days without realizing they had a claim. And then they went to go check their wallet on the DApp and were like, holy cow, I lost a bunch of money. And, what we will be able to do in the future is actively notify them like, hey, you have the opportunity to put in a claim. Cause we want them to put that claim in. We don't want them to miss it. That's can you imagine, like, if you had an insurance claim and like you didn't somehow know about it, and then the window passed and you were told, oh, sorry, you missed the window. Like that's a terrible customer experience. There's the liquidations on platforms where you can be liquidated. Token migrations. This is something the past year I've seen countless communities who migrated tokens. A number of them had people who lost substantial amounts of money. And then they had to basically, in some cases, they just told them like, sorry. And those people, of course, were devastated because they couldn't be notified. They were expecting them to check all these third-party channels, which was like the likes of Discord or Twitter, versus receiving like a direct notification through EPNS. So anyways, yeah, just super excited for all these use cases. If we covered how to create and subscribe, is there anything else that you think builders should know about, like in order to get started, like documentation,
Got it.
etc.?
Yes. So documentation, like a detailed documentation, is coming very, very soon. But till that point of time, we did create a Notion page, which is like a 10-minute page to get everyone started. Uh, can I share the link over here or?
If you send it, send it in the private chat that we have here, and then I can put it in. Yep.
Oh, awesome. So
Yeah, do you
let
see
me
that private chat?
just.
Yeah, if you link that there, I'll share that. There's actually some questions about tutorial videos, and those are in this Notion document, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, hopefully. I don't know if the
So,
person who asked that is still watching, but I'll share that. So let me go back. I think it's if Rohit, if you're still watching, hopefully this is helpful. Here is the Notion document. So that's out to everyone. And then just a few other comments. People seem to really be into the NFT as a subscription, or as a way to like opt in, get access to like maybe like a closed channel. Yeah. Other than that, I think we covered it all, Harsh. And I'll just remind then everyone, I've flashed it a million times here. Like, you can create or subscribe to your own channel at app.epns.io. That is available on, does it work on Firefox as well, or would you recommend using
yes.
Chrome? Yeah,
I mean,
cool.
we tried it on Firefox, Brave, and Chrome. But yeah, guys, in case you get any bugs, just hop in on Discord, let us know. The devs, they're basically working down the clock just so that in case any issues come, we roll out a hot fix at that moment. So yeah.
Absolutely. Cool. And I just reminded them also, you can follow the at EPNS project on Twitter. Yeah, that's it, man. Just thanks so much, Harsh. This was such a pleasure to talk through, and I got an education on all of the dire updates here. And guys, if you
Thanks.
enjoyed this, please subscribe at DeFiDad.com. And sorry, Harsh, you were just saying.
Yeah. I was saying just thanks, DeFi Dad. This is a stream which took 1.5 years in the making. But yeah, here we are with the communication.
And it's just the start. That's why like that this is a really like important piece of infrastructure to Web3. It's funny though, because 2 years ago, no one gave a shit about Web3. Like if we would have had those conversations, it's wild how much that's changed. Like, I mean, and again, like that doesn't mean anyone's late. Like we're all sort of early to this community, but people really 2 years ago, like just were disinterested. We were coming out of a pretty brutal crypto bear market. DeFi had like barely reached $1 billion in total value locked. And now it's like 250 billion. And there's 43 billion in NFT liquidity right now. I just was checking this last night. I think there's 170 billion in stablecoin liquidity.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know how much tokenized Bitcoin there is now on Ethereum and other chains, but it's just wild. Like but we're early, and this is one of those like very fundamental building blocks that, just like a Snapshot Labs, everybody uses Snapshot for governance voting. This is going to be the way that we communicate wallet to wallet or DAO protocol to wallet. So anyways, thanks so much, Harsh, for all your time. Yeah, we're excited. 2022 is going to be great. Thanks everyone, and please tune in next time. We'll hopefully be doing more live streams. I kind of took a break there for a month, but hoping to do more live streams with founders like Harsh. And if you have a suggestion, please feel free to reach out to me on Twitter through DMs or tag me if you think there's a project that would be really interesting and cool to cover. So everyone, have a great weekend. We'll see you later.
Yep. Have a great weekend, guys.